Kamala Harris, since being anointed by the oligarchs, she's literally been she's giving the exact same speech. Hollywood produced very slick speeches, even her hand movements. Don't believe us? Take a look at this.
Oh, it really is good to be back in Wisconsin. So it is so good to be back in Michigan. So listen, let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. Listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Had a summer job at McDonald's. And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win.
Everything with Kamala Harris is scripted. You're not going to be able to get her off script because, I mean, if you do, that would be an utter disaster. And you know what? It probably wouldn't be an utter disaster for whatever reason. I feel like people are so brainwashed by legacy media that even if she did come up there and say some wild crap, people who are just heart set about voting against Donald Trump, they'll let her get away with it. I mean, they've been getting away with altering crowds, as you've seen. They've been getting away with lying forever. It never stops. It seriously don't. And now Kamala Harris was the deciding vote to fuel inflation and raise the tax burden on the middle class is what we're discovering. Let's go and check this clip out. Mind you, this is, it says Harris will say anything to get elected. So keep that in mind.
The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted.
She cast the deciding vote to pass the American Rescue Plan, which pushed inflation, supporting all the spending that President Biden signed into law, and people are still struggling to pay bills.
Even some former Obama economists had said the American Rescue Plan has contributed to the inflation that we're seeing today.
It's definitely too big for the moment. I don't know any economist that was recommending something the size that what was done.
The tremendous wall of money just sets off a dynamic. And then the thing about inflation is you start chasing your tail.
Did it create inflation? Did $2 trillion of deficit spending create inflation?
It did boost demand, and that is one of several factors that are involved in inflation.
There are 15,000 people in Beaufort County who are food insecure, and the line of people in need seems to be growing.
Higher gas prices and rent also helped push inflation up.
Economic indicators point to extreme pain.
The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted. All of this is part of our blueprint together for what America can be. This is Bidenomics.
Lionomics, man. Kamala Lionomics. Kamala Lion. How you even say that? I don't even know. Oh, man. Let's read some of these comments. Vote Kamala for no tax on tips. Hey, super original. Right. Oh, my gosh. Somebody says, stop lying, you dumb Fs. Is the GOF? Quit calling yourself the GOP. Somebody's a little upset. It is grand old fascist party now. It is the grand old fascist party now. I think you better go check Orange Jesus. So yeah, you see them going. They going in on Trump right now, y'all. It says latest polls show Americans trust Harris more than Trump on the economy, which is something that baffles my mind. That can't be true. Like, America, come on, that can't be true. I mean, even CNN don't believe that to be true, and that's y'all people.
It's interesting, the positioning, but as a neighbor of Minnesota, we share about a 225-mile border with Minnesota. I can tell you that Minnesota is the California of the Midwest, and that's just not a soundbite. When you look at the energy policies of that state, they're on the same track, adopting California EV standards, trying to eliminate internal combustion cars, passing laws that Tim has signed that basically say we're going to get rid of base load electricity if it doesn't come from these intermittent sources of wind and solar. And so it is. They're on a path there where they're driving energy costs up, which is a huge tax on working class people and affordability. At the end of the day, this election is going to be between Trump and Harris. 90 days from now is when the election is coming. The honeymoon period of just talking and fawning over the bios is going to go away, and this election is going to be about inflation, the border, our wars overseas, and those are the issues where Trump is strong and Harris is weak.
Ouch, man. It be your own people, as we say. It be your own people. Yeah, man, I love that very last line that he said right there. Quote, this election is going to be about inflation, the border, our wars overseas, and those are issues, the issues where Trump is strong and Harris is weak. Amen. Finally, they bro. CNN, bro, I'm telling y'all, they been having slight changes of heart. You got a few people in there clicking some buttons that ain't supposed to be clicked every now and again. But these are the biggest issues affecting America now. And how Kamala could combat that, I have no clue. Like, I have no clue. I mean, they call Tampon Tim radical as well. And they try to overexcite him for nothing. They try to make it seem like he's just great. But I don't know, man. What are we doing? This lady right here is spot on.
Anybody get in here. So is this what we doing? We just gonna sit somewhere on the dock of the bay and watch the tides roll away? Like we in some enchanted days? This is about Kamala and her running mate. Kamala and her running mate have been a demolition force in America throughout both their careers. Kamala failed us miserably with her VP assignment on the border crisis. She has allowed so many, do y'all hear me? So many undocumented people to come through our borders that they now could probably count as another state inside of America. Did you hear me? Is this what we're doing now? And here is Tim Walz, who have allowed Minnesota to actually be burned down by riots. I said burned down cities and businesses. Is this what we're doing now? Listen, these are two of the most absolute worst. One worse and one worse. And they are touting on how they aren't going to allow us to go backward in unrest and riots. They were the ones who backed the riots, y'all, in the streets. They're the ones who did this. We just gonna sit here and believe that everything they're saying about themselves now is what has been? So we are going to allow Kamala and Tim to eradicate and erase, in Kamala's words, we're going to let them unburden us by what has been the burden, or by what has been done by the both of them. Is this what we doing now? We just going to let them reinvent their portfolios as if American citizens haven't been treated like rats in their radical experiment? This what we doing now in America? We just gonna allow them to spoon feed us their horse manure? Y'all, is this what we doing now? Is this what we doing? We've been living through hell. Hyperinflation in the economy. Paying $1,500 to $2,000 for $900 and $800 living spaces. Is this what we doing now? Paying $22 for a single pack of chicken. 3 bags of groceries we get out of the grocery store for like $250. We just gonna let them tell us that the economy is better than it has ever been? That's what we're doing now, America. We're just going to let them tell us we've been doing good, even though we are the ones on the ground stuck in their political mud while they're living in their penthouses, doing whatever the heck they want to do, eating whatever the heck they want to eat at the expense of the American people. Is this what we are doing now? We just gonna let them reinvent themselves? Kamala, who was supposed to be the border czar, but done allowed more illegal people to come in here than we can count. And then her friend, her running mate, her partner, who matches her energy and her record on policies of the open border, health care, free for all, free school lunches. America been giving our kids free and reduced lunches for long as I can remember to the kids who could not afford it. He bragging about how he done ran on health care for all. Yeah, for all of them that's illegally coming in here. It ain't being done for the American people. It's not for us. Is this what we doing now? Y'all, is this what we letting them do? Bamboozle us with their oratory? No, we are the ones knowing that we've been catching Hell, but we sitting up here letting the two of the most radical people holding office in the United States right now rally their way to the White House while many Americans are fighting just to keep from losing their houses. Are you kidding me? America, is this what we doing now? Somebody, anybody, I don't care who it is. Is this what we doing now? These illegal people getting free rent, free food, free medical attention. So we just gonna believe Kamala and Tim, how they're reinventing their record? And we're the ones who've been the pawn in this game? The devil is a liar, not me.
Not only was this woman spot on, but I mean, she literally captured the heart and the emotions of how all of us Americans, at least on the side of common sense these days, are feeling. It's like, are we seriously going to sit here and just allow them to erase their past? We're going to sit here and allow them to kind of rewrite their accomplishments and play in our face like this? So this is really what we doing? It's odd that we would allow this in this scenario, but in our personal lives, we wouldn't allow it to no degree. Why is she the exception? We don't understand that. You know, it's hard for me to wrap my head around people who will believe anything that she would say. She would say is my fault. Well, I should say she says after the mess our current administration has put American taxpayers through. We not gonna act like we ain't lived through it, but they want to act like it ain't happening. She already showed us who she is. She already showed us.